I've been invisible my whole life. I've been made to be behind closed doors, and even when I was doing all the work, being abused, I was hidden and made sure that nobody knew who I was.
1 in 5 women and 1 in around 70 men experience an incident of sexual violence across the United States, but many cases go unreported to authorities for a variety of reasons, including a lack of available resources for victims. For Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Southern Arizona, survivors are honored for their bravery and courage, and organizations are highlighted for the resources they provide to those in crisis.
13 News reporter Andres Rendon headed down to the kickoff event to speak with community members on the process and emotions involved in a case, from the initial report to a conviction.
They were with me at the police station, and they were with me when I was at the hospital. It's hard to even express because it's just so simple that they were there with me.
For Dana June Taylor, the resources in Southern Arizona for sexual assault survivors served as a beacon of hope in a time where she thought all hope was lost. Dana June lived in other states where she experienced sexual violence, but help was hard to come by.
In New Mexico, predominantly, I attempted to get help in Colorado. Arizona is the first state that's helped me.
Law enforcement in Arizona did one small action that made all the difference. They listened.
I think law enforcement is doing a better job of understanding that these days, where before we thought if you weren't able to tell the story from beginning to end, we assumed you were lying, and now we're understanding that that's how trauma affects the memory.
But for emotionally heavy cases like sexual assault, Detective Wilson and others say a victim-led approach to a case is best.
Letting the victim tell their story in the order that they can remember it, what makes sense to them, and get it all out, and then we can go back and kind of work through it and go through the story again and get a better understanding of the timeline of how it happened.
However, not all cases are reported to authorities. According to the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, only 37% of cases are reported. But a lack of a police report doesn't mean a lack of support.
But if a victim chooses not to go that route, thank heavens we have all of these services here surrounding them. You know, this is such a collaborative community to make sure that victims are taken care of.
For Dana June, she is getting back on her feet and is enjoying a new sense of freedom while advocating for those facing violence in their lives today.
Believe yourself even when others don't, and find the people that will believe you.
In Tucson, Andres Rendon, 13 News.